Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're going in Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson and available wherever fine. Why did you just throw your Santa? I got you a Santa hat. I bought you a Santa hat. Pick it up and put it on.
No, I don't want to put it on.
What's your problem? Put it on.
I have no problem.
I'm wearing one.
A Santa hat. I want to have the Santa hat on my head the whole episode.
Sasha's got a little elf hat on.
All right, that's good for Sasha. I'm happy you have your hat on. I just don't want to wear
touch my hat again.
I just don't want to wear one.
Put your hat on.
I don't want to wear one.
Whatever.
I'm not happy we're working on Christmas Day. How about that?
We're not actually working on Christmas Day.
We did. We stayed.
Hey, can
we
I
spent
just say
time away
something?
for our family Christmas Eve to watch Raw, and now we're working on Christmas Day.
Can I just say something?
What?
How fortuitous was it for us?
Oh my God! Amazing.
Right?
It was amazingly fortuitous that
we're
double
shooting this a week ago.
Yeah, the double dose of Raw happened to go down here in Sacramento, so we could go to it, record our recap a week in advance for it to go up Christmas Eve night.
Like, why is it
morning,
this is the year that McMahon decided, I mean, did the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future actually visit him?
I
He
have
said,
the answer.
I'm not going to, what is it?
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. It's absolutely a Christmas miracle. We went to the show a week in advance so we don't have to work on Christmas. It's great.
Oh, you wouldn't have worked on Christmas anyway.
We would have skipped it. We would
have done something like a all question episode or something.
Yeah,
we can't skip episodes. We can't. YouTube
the actual Christmas episode would not have been reviewed.
No,
it'd been like Crown Jewel. It wouldn't have been reviewed, but for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, because we're recording this in advance, I mean, what were we going to do? Solicit questions from just people who were there?
No, we can't.
I guess we could have done that. It would
have been like
Ron
was there.
Mike James was there.
Yeah, we could have, but it would have been a
Charles Ford was there.
Yeah, a select group of friendos to ask questions. So we'll just recap Raw.
We're just going to recap
Christmas.
Raw.
It's Christmas. People have better things to do.
We got no questions here. Unless they have, like, somebody got a new iPhone and, I want to listen to my podcast specifically. They want to watch us.
Fair enough. I know people on Christmas, they got time, off, hopefully, and they're sitting around just enjoying
I am
the day.
actually kind of legitimately curious. And not that I'd want to test it out because today is Christmas.
No, this is going to Christmas Eve night.
Oh,
Remember?
that's right. Late. Yeah, we're doing this right after the episode
right after
airs.
Raw ends.
On the East Coast or West Coast?
West Coast.
No, East Coast.
Oh, that's going to be so...
8 p.m. Okay. Oh, yeah. We can't do
Well, there's not like anything major happened. There's no huge spoilers. I don't even know we're going to title this
All right. So...
How about this? Split the difference.
No, we're not doing it during Raw. No, West Coast is fine. 11 o'clock's fine. Because here's the thing. Let me ask you this. If this is wildly successful...
I guess we got to do it every week
then. Oh, man.
Massive,
desperation. Thanks to YouTube. Desperation.
We talked about making some changes around here come New Year. Massive upheaval. Mondays and Tuesdays pretty much exclusively work days. As in we get up, we come to work, we go home, we rest our heads in our pillows.
I got here in the office at 9:15 this morning.
Why'd you come so early?
Because I'm like, dude, it's crunch time. I got to get stuff done. I got tape trade done today.
Oh, you should let me know. I could have come by.
Oh no, look, man. It's whatever you got going. look, the new year, we're both going to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning every day, which is totally fine. I was just like, you know what, man, there's stuff I want to get done, so I got it done.
Good.
So it's not a big deal. I'll probably do it for the rest until like the new year, and then continue to do it. But whatever. In a nutshell, the Christmas episode, again, they probably filmed a good 15 minutes of stuff that we don't know.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes of mystery content that we aren't privy to because we were there sitting in our seats. They filmed about 2 hours of stuff.
Yeah.
So usually an episode of Raw, sans commercials, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's about 15 minutes of commercials per hour of television, give or take. So there's anywhere between 12, 15 minutes of stuff that we don't know what's going to be. There'll probably be a lot of recaps from both last week, the episode of the 17th.
They're going to replay that entire. They might replay that entire McMahon speech. They might do that.
They might do that. So I don't really know if they're going to have a whole lot of backstage stuff. We saw one thing backstage, and
we saw one thing, but you know what? That was necessary to facilitate the story, wasn't it? I think it was a Seth interview.
Yeah. Oh, kind of, because he just spoke about. He was asked if he was worried about Dean coming out and bothering him during his match.
But I can see if it wasn't necessary for like what we were watching, it
wouldn't have happened.
They probably filmed other stuff.
Because nothing else here necessitates an interview at any point.
Right? Yeah.
Well, there was a Drew interview in the ring too.
Yeah,
that was great because Drew is the man.
So if this is missing some stuff, we apologize.
Yes,
we were there
based on what we saw, but I don't think if there's anything, it's not going to be much, and I doubt they're going to shoot any segments backstage for any sort of major angle swerves or anything like this.
So you sort of said that not a lot happened. It's Christmas. This went up on Christmas Eve, or this episode aired on Christmas Eve. So there wasn't going to be any call-ups, shake-ups, debuts. The process is going to be a slower one. We'll probably see a lot more 2 weeks from now, and then leading into the Rumble.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got in plan. I want to see if they're really gonna listen more to the fans and stay out of the way and let wrestlers wrestle and enough pee-pee caca stuff.
Yeah, no more pee-pee.
No more pee-pee.
But here's the thing: even though there wasn't any huge angles in this show, even though there wasn't really any story development. It's not to say it's not worth watching, because it is. It focused on wrestling, and every match on here had something good going on with it.
Okay, so I thought, it did. My biggest takeaway from the night, as it pertains to the big shakeup, was Roode and Gable versus the Revival. Really good wrestling match. Really, really good wrestling match.
Triple threat, Drew versus Dolph versus Finn. Really good.
Really good match.
The Rousey Natalya match.
Oh, excellent. I thought that was really good.
That was
excellent.
Really good.
Yeah,
that was really good in the main event.
I'm
Seth
interested to see how the Ronda one plays out on TV.
Me too.
People might call that messy. I thought it just looked like Ronda was trying to get in a lot of the judo stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what that looks like necessarily. I thought it looked legit though. I mean, live anyways.
Yeah. It looked like a kind of like a shoot wrestling match.
Yeah.
And even the street fight was gimmicky.
Oh, I
it was
enjoyed
fun.
the street
it was
fight.
Fun.
Here, I like Elias, and the Leo Lashley thing is growing on me. Like at first I liked it, then I didn't like it, and now I think I like it again.
Yeah. All in all, it had a very house show feel.
It did, yeah.
Because it was focused on wrestling and not angles so much.
Yeah.
And pretty much across the board, everybody delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. The episode kicked off with an Elias promo. He
ripped
gave
off
us
a solo too.
We got a solo, and then we got a song.
A new Christmas classic penned by Elias himself.
He said there's a new song, but I'm sure it's going to be a classic, sung every year on Christmas. And it's not surprisingly, he just talked a lot of trash about Elias.
Well,
I'm sorry, about Lashley.
He preceded that with saying that children are annoying.
Well, yeah.
In the song, and then eventually went to. He transitioned from that into talking about Leo Rush.
Well, because he thinks Elias legit thinks that Leo is an actual child.
Mm-hmm. And then all goes to the chorus, which was Bobby Lashley sucks.
Right, yeah.
Song interrupted by Lashley and Leo Rush make their way down the ring. Match begins.
Mm-hmm.
First high spot is when Elias throws a tree at Bobby Lashley ringside.
That's pretty shocking.
Yeah, he picks up a tree and chucks it at him. And then Lashley takes the bump, another tree bump, or tree shot from Elias. In the ring, Leo goes for final hour. Elias gets his knees up. And then shortly after that, Lashley grabs one of the presents wrapped up. And inside is a bunch of Legos. Pours them all on the floor. Now,
I was excited for that, man.
if you've ever stepped on Legos, I'd rather step on a thumbtack, honestly.
I'm wondering if that's where he gets that kids are annoying because they can leave their Legos out.
And you step on it, and it sucks.
Here's the thing, man. It's not just Legos. That little runt of mine, Alabama, she will leave the most random stuff out, and I'll step on it, and it's horrifying. It is absolutely terrible. Like the density of this plastic these days is off the charts.
I know.
Legos are terrifying also. They are very rigid, very sharp. And so when they dumped that out, I was like...
Not forgiving in the least.
What did they dump out? Oh, during the was it the Cruiserweight, the Tornado match when they dumped out
the little mini piñatas.
Yeah, which you made the note. You're like, that's not threatening, which I thought was hilarious.
But as was established last week, Steve, I am mirthless.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't have like gingerbread men, little cookies or something.
Yeah.
They went Legos. I was actually impressed by that. So yeah,
there's top ropes or a spot on the middle or top ropes where Lashley and Elias are kind of jockeying for position. In the end, Lashley takes the bump off the middle rope onto the Legos, sells it for all it's worth. He's got a couple Legos stuck in his back.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, it looked great.
Ow.
It was awesome. After that, this was basically you mentioned this during the live show.
It was basically a squash match.
It was an Elias Lashley squash match because then Elias got a fire extinguisher out of nowhere, which really has nothing to do with Christmas, and he just destroyed Lashley with the chemical from the fire extinguisher. And then I think he gave him a dong with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he pushed Lashley into Leo, who was on the apron.
He went through a table.
Leo goes through a table.
Yeah. And then he produced a bowling ball. Elias got out a bowling ball because at that point Lashley was in the corner,
correct,
sitting down basically with his legs wide open. Elias measured, came back, and had a good follow through and hit Bobby Lashley in his front area.
Square in the front area. Square in the front area.
Euphemism for the D.
Oh, yeah. Then Elias finds like a mini cello and then proceeds to destroy it over Lashley's back. Bobby Lashley took not one, but 2 shots to the back with musical instruments on this night.
Yeah.
First a guitar in the first episode of Raw.
Yeah, that guitar like disintegrated. This cello did not.
No, it just broke at the handle.
It just broke at the handle. That looked like it legit hurt.
Yeah, that
looked
really
horrible.
hurt. That was a sturdy cello.
Yeah, I'm sure the guitar one did.
They
too.
didn't gimmick that at all.
Yeah.
So Elias hits Lashley with the cello, picks up the win. Afterwards, he's walking around ringside, making his way towards the ramp, and dumps a whole punch bowl full of eggnog on Leo Rush.
That actually made that
probably gave you some heat with Elias.
It was man. He had heel heat with me on that.
You love
one.
eggnog, and that was wasted.
I love me some eggnog, man.
It's too viscous. It's too thick.
See, I don't care about texture as long as it got the taste.
Do you put rum in it?
No, man. I don't know. I need a pure rum. What am I? No, man.
Kicking it up a notch.
I like my life. I don't need to take the edge off. I like to keep the edge right there.
Yeah, where's that?
Keeps me sharp.
No.
You like the edge be gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like no edge. If I lose the edge, then maybe I'll get some mirth.
Yeah. Well,
with edge, I'm mirthless.
Dude, you definitely need to take the edge off then.
Yeah.
See, I'm mirthful.
No.
Always, 24/7.
No.
Little house of titles there fell apart.
Next, we had a tag title match. Roode and Gable taking on the challengers. The Revival, of course. The Revival won a number 1 contender match previous week on Raw.
Did you point out, was that new gear the Revival was wearing?
Yeah, they changed gear. Pretty much everybody changed gear from the first taping to the second. Except Sasha. Sasha had the same gear. This was great. There was some stuff the Revival did I hadn't seen them do before. Like that time they pretty much dumped Chad Gable right on his head.
Yeah, it was like was that a German suplex and uppercut combo?
Yeah.
So like Dawson,
I think, delivered the suplex while Wilder did like an uppercut. Yeah.
Did like an uppercut.
And it was high angle.
Boy, that looked great though.
It did.
That looked so great. And Gable, everything he does is so smooth and crisp in the ring.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine it's made even better because he's fighting the Revival, not a team like AOP, they're not the
smoothest.
Yeah, they're not the most graceful wrestlers in the world, but the Revival, they have it, and so I think that the timing with them is probably really good.
The thing too about the Revival, and we haven't seen this a whole lot since they've been on Raw, they're patented heel tag team tactics.
Yeah,
they're the best at getting those quick little sneaky tags in and out.
Yeah,
running interference for their partners, distracting the ref, and taking advantage of it. No one does it better than the Revival.
Yeah,
nobody.
Truth.
And we really got to see that in this match. In the end, though, however, Chad Gable picks up the win, pitting Scott Dawson with the roll up. Great match.
Now,
great showcase for the Revival.
There was some controversy at the end because, if I'm not mistaken, they were both claiming that Dawson wasn't the legal man. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a return match. Again, they'll probably play that up on TV. I just saw what they were yelling about in the ring, not what commentary. I didn't hear what commentary was saying.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of the commentary.
That'll probably
Good. I want this feud to continue.
Me too. I want this to keep on going, man.
Give these guys 25 minutes on Raw.
Because here's the thing: the more matches Roode and Gable have with the Revival, the better Roode and Gable's chemistry is going to be. We've seen that. Tag teams get better when they fight the Revival. Man, I really hope they get... here's the thing. I don't want them just to put the tag titles on them. I want that moment to feel earned.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. After all the Revival have gone through. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Agreed. Next, triple threat match. Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler versus Finn Balor. Drew had an interview beforehand. I mean, he might be the nicest guy, but when he's in there talking, I believe he is a Scottish psychopath.
The Scottish psychopath. It sounded better when there was a lot of white noise from the arena.
Yeah.
I thought my Drew McIntyre was better than it was.
Well, your voice is a little hoarser at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Sing the Revival's theme a lot. Maybe it'll come back to you.
So when he had an interview, he said, I think it was Charlie in the ring, said, do you think Finn and Dolph are going to team up? Are you worried about that? He was like, they should team up on me.
I would.
But
then he said he's going to have a Christmas feast, so he's alluding to eating them.
I honestly was kind of disappointed he did not
at least take a bite out of somebody.
Take a bite, take a chunk. Exactly. But anyways, it's a really, really fun match.
Yeah.
And Finn got the pin on Dolph after a coup de grace. There was a bunch of good bits. They were teaming up on Drew for a spell.
At the beginning, yeah.
But Drew, whenever he had the opportunity, he would just shove one and they'd go flying.
Oh, there's this great spot. Here, contrast a really good heel who embodies his character every time he's out there doing it, and Drew with Dean Ambrose. Where I've said this for the longest time, where Drew, just the way he moves, the way he does every little detail of how he presents himself on camera, fully embodies his heel persona. Just the way he grabs the rope, the way he moves. There's one spot where he had Finn and just a basic armbar. He's rubbing his face with his forearm.
Yeah, I remember you hit me and you said, why doesn't Dean do that?
Yeah, vicious. Like, you could tell there was some friction going on there.
Yeah.
And right after he does that, he notices Dolph trying to get back in the ring. So he still has the armbar and Finn. He takes his left foot and kicks Dolph out of the ring.
Yeah.
Continues putting pressure on Finn's limb. Drew is the absolute best. He moves with such purpose, such intensity with every little thing he does.
I think one of the more interesting things to come out of this shake-up thing is going to be if we hear from any wrestlers. No, obviously they're not going to put their name to it.
Not on the record, yeah.
Not on the record. But if we get any leaks or any anonymous, people on the roster saying that things might change backstage in terms of, are they being given more freedom to book their own stuff?
Little looser with the script so they can improvise during promos, stuff like that.
That might matter.
Because we were on the way back, we were listening to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
Talking about Vengeance 2001, which we just did the Going in Raw view about. And it was interesting. They were talking about that bit with Austin and Van Dam, where before the cameras went live, Rob Van Dam was saying, well, what can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? And Stone Cold just said, just roll with it, go. And so they had this bit where Van Dam grabs Stone Cold's watch and listens to it, because that's what Stone Cold was doing back then. And afterwards, Vince was like, who wrote that? That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you hear stories like that where Vince is impressed with somebody's improvisational skills. You wonder why they don't really try to do that more often, because not all the time, but some of the time, the results are vastly better than what anybody could have written.
You know why? Well, because things like big casts happen.
I know.
And here's the thing.
It's not a cover-all. It's not. It can't be a cover, a philosophy that covers everybody. I don't think. I think people should be given opportunities to show what they can do in terms of improvising. But if they're not comfortable in that scenario, then yeah, work with the writers.
So I would speculate that a guy like Samoa Joe probably feels free to improvise a little bit here and there. Guys like when he was there, Big Cass probably should not have been taking the liberties that he took, especially after literally Vince McMahon himself, if reports and rumors and stuff are to be believed.
Yeah.
That Vince McMahon said, no, don't do that. And he did it anyways.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. But so I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't suggest that people have free reign to do whatever they want in terms of their promos and such. But it should be a far more collaborative process than here's script 5 minutes before you talk type situation.
And we've heard that from like multiple actual WWE wrestlers, like Sasha Banks, one of them, who basically said, yeah, we get the script and then we go there and do it. Mm-hmm. So it's not just us saying this is how the process works. We think it should be changed. This is what wrestlers have complained about.
Yes.
And I can kind of see that point.
Well, and it puts the emphasis, it seems, from creative, or at least Vince, on having the talents do the beats rather than worrying about a performance.
Mm-hmm,
so if you're giving your script 5 minutes before you actually go out there, it takes a really good actor to read that script, digest it, and not just memorize the lines, but figure out how you're going to perform it so it's the most effective.
Yeah, we've seen countless wrestlers searching for their lines, and it just doesn't work.
No.
But then at the same time, then you have, like, if you look out, like sometimes when you watch an episode of Impact, for example, and somebody drops a promo, and it's obviously not scripted, and it's terrible. So, I mean, I don't know. I get that maybe they're just playing it safe. Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
It's like we have this system. People need to fit within the system. So, I don't know.
There's a middle ground.
I would think that there's a middle ground.
That I think would be probably the most effective.
Yeah.
Anyways, Finn, you mentioned, picked up the win, pitting Dolph after a coup de grace. Afterwards, Drew starts laying into Dolph. Dolph hits him with a zigzag.
Drew was like, "You're always my problem.
So
you make me feel bad," or something.
On the New Year's Eve edition of Raw, we'll have their blow off.
Yeah, it'd be nice. That'd be good.
And then come January 7th, we'll really get the fresh start happening.
Are they going to pre-tape next next week? They're going to pre-tape.
I think it's
New
on
Year's
the 28th and 29th, or 29th and 30th. So next weekend they're taping the New Year's Eve Raw and the New Year's Day SmackDown. So I think the 26th is the house show at MSG. So it's either 27th, 28th, or 28th, 29th.
Oh, okay. Cool. After that, we had a six-man tag match. I'm sorry, a six-woman tag match. Mickie James, Alicia Fox, and Dana Brooke took on Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, and Bayley.
So you went to go get some popcorn.
On the lookout for popcorn.
You missed Ember Moon delivered an eclipse to Alicia Fox, and Alicia Fox's sell was fantastic.
Oh, man, really?
It was so good. She kind of did... So she hits it, she bounces up, and kind of does like a corkscrew.
That sounds cool.
And she left her legs kind of fluid, so they kind of flew through the air a little bit. It was great. It was a great sell.
That's awesome.
It was fantastic. This was a fun match, impressive showing.
It was quick. It wasn't gone that long.
No, you weren't. Mickie James was in this match as well as the gauntlet match. Again, she just had a really strong showing. New gear on the second episode of Raw. Bayley was really selling leg injury in the first episode, and so she comes out totally fine.
Yeah. Well, remember we hit the fast forward.
Yes,
machine.
I know. We time traveled a week. I understand. Yeah. Anyways, Bayley picks up the win, pinning Mickie James after a Bayley to belly. As soon as the bell rings, Riot Squad's in the ring, attacking the faces.
What's the thing that happens? Well, sometimes if you hit, is it Charlie horse? You hit your knee and it like just starts tingling.
Well, usually Charlie horse is in your thigh. You hit your thigh and it knots up.
All right. No, okay. No, what's the thing? Like you get hit on the knee and then like it'll start tingling down the knee or down the leg.
Oh, I don't know.
I forget. I don't know what that is. Maybe she just had that. Anyways.
Could be. She went backstage and put some ice on it. All good.
So yeah, I show up with my popcorn. It was like way too salty. Riot Squad attacks after the bell. Did you already mention that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. They're all wearing new stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had a Paul Heyman promo.
What a surprise.
So
I mean, I say it legitimately. That was really surprising. They flew Heyman all the way out to Sacramento just to deliver a promo.
I know.
We
really should have reached him to him on Twitter and said, "We'll give you $50 to show up at the Going In Raw office, and we can interview you.
Yeah,
pick your brain.
Yeah, we'll treat you to lunch.
Yeah. This was great. So I don't know what the television broadcast is going to show, but when he started, so the gimmick was he was to sing Silent Night, but with his own Paul Heyman lyrics regarding the Royal Rumble match with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. As he started to sing into the microphone was not activated. Something was wrong with it. And so he starts to sing it, and then he realizes what's going on, and he starts doing this to see if there's sound. And then he says, finally he gets sound to the microphone. He says, "It's obvious the sound man is from Sacramento." Ooh. I think I have that line in the travel vlog too. I don't know when I'm putting that up, but I think that's in there. Probably after this episode because I don't want any spoilers. So yeah. That was fun. That was neat.
That was good.
And then he sang, and then he reset because he's a professional and he knows they have to do take 2. He reset, and that's probably what you're going to see. But there was a botch beforehand. He reset and he did Silent Night, and then he gave a Paul Heyman promo. These are if you ever get a chance to see a Paul Heyman promo live, they're fantastic. Even when he goes into sort of even Paul Heyman autopilot mode, if you see it live, you won't know that it's autopilot because it's fantastic.
It's still captivating.
Yeah.
He's talking about how Brock's going to win. Braun comes out, interrupts him.
He says some stuff about when Braun was a little monster, he wanted Santa to bring him a replica title. And now that he's a grown-up monster, he wants the real deal. But Brock's not going to do, I don't know what it was.
No, probably not. Anyways, Braun's music hit. He walks down, no sling. He has his elbow wrapped. He gets in Heyman's face, puts a red little ball
Rudolph nose on him.
And some antlers. And then...
Look, it's Paul Heyman, the red-nosed... Advocate, yeah.
Says, you tell your client that the Royal Rumble is going to get these hands.
I'm going to be healed up. You're going to get these hands.
So and that was it.
That was pretty much it. Braun. After that, we had...
this was great.
I was surprised this wasn't the main event.
Me too. It was really good, though.
Yeah, it was good. Natalya versus Ronda Rousey.
So they've established, obviously, that Natalya and Ronda Rousey are friends, training partners. And so the whole vibe of this walking in was, we're friends, so this will be a friendly battle for the title.
Yeah.
And that's how it started out. It started out with jockeying for position, mat wrestling. This is really the first match I can think of where Ronda had to wrestle predominantly on the mat, and she did great.
Yeah, she did.
Which shouldn't be surprising given her experience.
Yeah.
A lot of awesome judo throws, and you just knew at a certain point things were going to start getting a little chippy. And it did when Natalya evaded a move from Ronda. Ronda ends up eating the ring post. And from there, it got a little more strike heavy.
Yeah. I would love to think. I think this could be an important lesson for Ronda in terms of her character, not the performer, the character. You can't be friends.
Yeah, because there's one moment where Natalya's on the mat. Ronda grabs her arm, is about to go for the arm bar, and she's hesitant because she doesn't want to hurt her friend. Natalya takes advantage, goes for a roll-up or something. Ronda kicks out. It all eventually leads to Ronda being in the sharpshooter. She tries to get the ropes. Natalya pulls her back to the middle. She tries to get the rope again. Natalya pulls her back to the middle. But as she's pulling her back to the middle, Ronda kind of ducks under Natalya and transitions immediately into an arm bar.
Yeah.
Natalya taps.
Yeah. Ronda immediately goes down.
No, as soon as it's like even before the bell rings, once she sees Natty tapping,
as soon as the first tap happens, she lets go. So she carried it all the way through, and then immediately, started apologizing profusely
and checking on her condition and stuff.
Right, and the lesson is there. It's you can't be friends in the ring. Like you can't do that. And I would be really interested for them to explore that idea because they don't very often. It's usually everything's good. I think it's ground that could be covered in an interesting way. I doubt they will, but I think it's ground that could be covered in an interesting way. And I thought this match was very effective in telling the story, even if it's just for one match. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Because Ronda's going to get to the point where she's got 3 friends coming in between 6 months and a year from now, whenever it's going to be.
Yeah.
She has 3 friends coming in that are all bad guys in their universe. Granted, when you show up on Raw, everything changes.
Everything could be completely different, yes.
But how is that all going to go down? I think there's some interesting character ground they could tread with Ronda.
Yes.
Given that, and especially if they play up her smile, which is always so happy to be here. You know, they play that up so much, and she does such a good job doing it. You know, at a certain point, it's like you have to, like, Shayna Baszler is like such a contrast to her best friend Ronda Rousey. She is there to dominate. She's not there to make friends at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting how they approach it. When they get to Shayna and Ronda, that's going to be really interesting.
Oh, I know.
Because they are diametrically opposed in their philosophies.
I know. Next, a match between Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. This was pretty short. This is Heath's first match since not being a ref anymore, apparently. Pretty early on, Santa appears in the crowd, throwing out merch.
Yeah. I was sad he wasn't near us.
I know.
I wanted some merch.
Makes his way ringside right as Jinder is laying it to Heath.
Sort of made me laugh, too, because the guy behind us said, because obviously, you know, when you think it was Santa, Heath Slater, you know who it's going to be. And the guy behind us said, I bet that's Kurt Angle.
Oh, I know.
I'm like in a fat suit? Because it was a big stocky dude.
Yeah.
And there's one big stocky dude that...
And it's like, it's Rhino. If I said to you, I was like, that's totally Rhino.
Fairly obvious it's Rhino.
Yeah. So, Heath hits his kick for a finish, goes for the pin. Singh brothers coming to break it up. It's a DQ, brawl in the ring. Santa comes in the ring. It's totally Rhino. He fends off the Singh brothers, gores Jinder. He takes his hat and the beard off. He's Rhino. Hugs Heath. All good. Feel good moment there.
The call up.
Well, Rhino
the re-debut.
Rhino has been in NXT.
The re-debut of Rhino.
Long time.
The ECW call up Rhino.
I know. Next Seth interview. We spoke about that briefly earlier, where he was asked, "Are you worried about Dean interfering in your match tonight against Baron Corbin?" He goes, "Not really. I got to take care of Baron, and then I'll deal with Dean."
Yeah.
Main event: Seth versus Baron. What'd I say to you during this match? Even Baron operates with more purpose in the ring than Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I know. He does.
Baron is one...
It's so funny, dude, that the match before TLC was a stellar match, and it was between Seth and Baron. And then they have that stinker TLC match, and they go back to Seth and Baron.
And it's fun. Like, Baron's not the best wrestler. He's capable. He's fine. He plays to his own strength, which he moves really well for a guy his size.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And he keeps the pace up. When he slows down, it gets a little plodding. But so long as he's in the ring with someone like Seth, who would, I would assume, prefer to work a really fast pace, he can hang with those guys. He can keep up with them. And generally, the matches are fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's partially they think since Dean... Because Dean used to be almost like hyperactive as a face, just running all over the place. He never did rest holds or submission holds as a face. And I get as a heel, you want to change your style so it's less pleasing to the crowd. I understand that to a degree.
Shouldn't be dull, though.
Yeah, I understand that if you want to change your style, like if you want to become more of a power wrestler doing the body slams and power moves and stuff, that's fine. But don't change your style to such a degree that it makes you boring to watch.
Yeah.
You know? And like the level of intensity, even when he was doing rest holds and submission moves, I just didn't see it there. Like he was actually trying to punish Seth.
Yeah.
Or be cruel towards him. It's like, all right, this is a move where the audience is going to think I'm bending you to inflict pain upon you, but I'm not really going to do it to such an extent where it's believably executed, like I'm actually hurting you.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's like it's almost his style is checked out. You know, but I don't believe as a performer he is checked out. I don't. I mean, the material in his promos is fairly aimless. But that's just the material he's been given to work with.
Well, it seems like too that's translating in his ring work.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit of everything.
But his promo work, I think he's giving his promo work a lot, and like he can be a captivating guy. But it's the Bray Wyatt thing. They give him it's just, talk in circles. Dean seems like the kind of guy that I'm not sure they write a script for. If anything, it's like they might collaborate with him. Or he just takes whatever they give him and then he does what he does.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you remember the Remember the artist Simon Bisley? The guy who used to do Lobo back in the day? It's a comic book reference. Apparently, he used to take scripts. I forget where I read this. I read this somewhere. Maybe it was even an interview with him. He used to take scripts, and then like the publisher, the writer would get back artwork that like kind of resembled what they wanted. Like he just wanted to draw cool stuff, and if he found cool stuff in the script to draw, he'd draw it.
Yeah,
and they'd get the letter to figure it out.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the case with Dean. It's like, here's the script, and then he just figures out how he wants to go about it.
Yeah.
Because he does. He seems like the kind of guy who he can take a basic point and be effective with it. I just don't think any of the basic points they're giving him mean anything.
I know. Maybe if he had a better sense of who and what his character is, that could translate.
Why is he doing what he's doing?
Yeah, I know.
Why is he doing it?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Because we've heard
why.
This is retribution for past misdeeds.
Seth is a fraud.
He's a scumbag. What else has he said? There's something else too.
There was one other thing. I don't know what it was. I forget.
Well, and somehow the vaccination stuff played into that too.
Yeah, I still don't get that either. He called Sacramento dirty too, which admittedly.
But there's something else anyways.
Yeah.
There's it's like floating rationale for why he's doing what he's doing. Just give us concrete reason, real motivation. And then maybe everything else will follow because of that.
Yeah. In any event, Seth Rollins picked up the win with a stomp. And yeah, like you said, it was a fun match. These guys have good chemistry with each other. I know a lot of people, I can almost guarantee a lot of people are going to be like, Burns in the main event. And I get it. Optically, it looks terrible because they promised new matchups, and this is literally a matchup from, right before
But at the
TLC.
same time, it's a loose end that kind of needs wrapping up.
Nobody's going to watch anyways. It's Christmas Eve. So.
They should, though, because it was a fun episode. It's fun. They focus on wrestling. What is there, 5 matches, 6 matches?
Well, I mean, it's a matter of, do you really want to be, like, hanging out with your family?
7
I
matches.
do. I like my family.
I do, too.
But,
I'm not saying you have to watch it Christmas Eve. DVR it, watch a couple days later.
Plenty of people are probably... I mean, I don't know. I'll actually put it this way. A lot of people out there, man. Anecdotally, a lot of people. Freaking our friend Pulse tweeted out the other day, I'm stepping away from WWE for a bit. I'm not going to quit it, but he's burnt out.
Oh, I get that.
I was talking to Mikey Omega. Burnt out. I think there is a wave of people who are simply burnt out. Right now might be a good time because they're not doing anything of significance.
That's true.
Right now is a great time. Just stop.
Take a couple weeks off.
Just take a couple weeks off. Just stop. Just get yourself off it. And then once we head into Rumble season. Oh, one thing we forgot to mention during Drew's.
He mentioned he's in the Rumble.
That's right.
Yeah.
First person to officially declare for the Rumble.
Yeah, he says when I win the Royal Rumble,
Yep.
I'll main event WrestleMania.
Yeah. So come back around once the Rumble starts heating up, and then we got the Mania season. Are they doing what's between Rumble
Fastlane?
Fastlane.
Oh yeah,
that's traditionally the worst pay-per-view of the year.
It's one of them.
Yeah. Come back for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, we'll be here for Wrestle Kingdom.
We'll be for Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, really, the only thing that's kind of causing a little bit of burnout in my mind is just those 2 episodes of NXT UK.
It's a lot.
It's too much.
It's a lot.
You wouldn't think an extra hour or 2 would push one over the edge, but it really does.
Yeah.
Especially looking at our schedule over there, and it's a mess.
There's no way to get out of watching those this week, huh?
Well, we just did not do it.
26.
Or we can do what we were supposed to do last week. Does each of us watch one?
Yeah, no, I always ruin that though.
Well, we only tried it once.
Yeah, probably ruin it again. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's probably going to be 2 until when's that takeover?
The 12th.
The 12th.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's only 3 more weeks, I guess. 2 or 2.5.
Number 1. Let's answer some questions.
Where? You don't have any.
Steve here says, where do they go now from here?
Well, I'm guessing next week we'll have Drew versus Dolph blow-off match. That should be number 1. They should do that. Get that storyline wrapped up and move on to another thing.
I agree with that. Hey, what did you think about this? Drew, after the match, was really laying into Dolph.
Yeah.
Finn.
Oh, he's done with it.
Yeah. He walked away. That's messed up, right?
No.
Dolph had, hey, this is the bed you made.
Finn's got no love for Dolph. That's been established.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what happens to him.
Still.
It's not his business.
Drew's being a jerk.
Finn got his W.
I don't know, man. I'd feel a little bit bad. You think he went backstage and chuckled a bit? He looked at the monitor. Oh, yeah. I think he's beating him up.
He said, Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler? Thanks, YouTube. I'm not allowed to curse now.
Yeah.
I can't do my Prince Devitt impression, the one that I like so much.
Yep.
Anyways. Oh, do you want to do a play-per-view?
Oh, we can do that. We got time to fill.
Yeah, I got no questions.
Here, we'll do a Royal Rumble.
All right.
Guess the order of eliminations correctly.
Perfect.
I'll do Royal Rumble 1994.
I'm going to do 1998.
Okay. I know who won that one.
Will you do 94? Well, maybe I'll do... Hold on.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to do 98. Test your...
Pretty sure I watched that one, so...
98. Oh, I know we both did. We might have done a book of the match on it.
I have 6 matches here. How many do you have?
Wow, I have 6.
Wow. It lines up for once. I'll start.
No, wait a second. Oh, never mind. I've got, 7, including the Rumble.
Oh, okay. We'll just... Do you have a dark match?
No, but I can get rid of the first one.
Okay. First match, dark match. Jim Powers took on the Brooklyn Brawler.
Jim Powers?
Nope.
Oh, what?
It's dark match, man.
Oh, that's irritating.
You thought that was a gimme. Think again.
I have to do all mine, right?
No, you skipped the first one.
I skipped the first one, okay. A 6-man tag team match with Sonny, a special guest referee. Max Mini, Mosaic, and Nova defeated... Shit. I'll do the other match.
Okay.
It was the Lily Eyes match.
Yeah.
I'm tripping, dude. I'm tripping. All right. Goldust versus Vader in a singles match.
Vader.
Very good. I actually would have said Goldust because Vince he wasn't huge on Vader.
No,
interesting.
Next, a singles match. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Tatanka.
Bam Bam.
No.
Oh, my. What is going on here? Bam Bam's a huge star. Singles match for the WWF Intercontinental Championship. Ken Shamrock versus the champion, The Rock.
I remember what was they had another match that had a wonky finish. I can't remember if it was there or Mania. I'll say Shamrock by DQ.
The Rock by DQ.
Next, for the tag team titles, Brett and Owen versus the Quebecers.
Who came in as champions?
Quebecers.
Oh, the Quebecers.
Mm-hmm.
Brett and Owen are never tag team champions, really? Together?
I don't remember.
Okay. Tag team match for the WWF Tag Team Championship. The champions. Oh, you didn't know? The New Age Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Legion of Doom.
I'll say New Age Outlaws.
Wrong. Never
wow.
bet against the Legion of Doom.
Well, I lost them at some point between then and Mania. Next match for the Intercontinental Championship, Erwin R. Shyster taking on Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Chico. You like when Pritchard referred to Scott Hall as Ramon.
I know.
Oh, then they did the Rumble. So I did have 6 matches.
Oh, okay.
Whoops. I don't really know how to solve that one. The Royal Rumble match. Who won it?
What year? 98? Oh, Stone Cold.
Very good. Who did he last eliminate?
I know this too. Oh,
That'll be the bonus. Oh,
okay. It was The Rock.
Very good.
Casket match for WWF title. The challenger, The Undertaker, versus the champion, Yokozuna.
Oh, Undertaker.
Nope.
Oh, man. Oh, wait a second. What was that? I was not paying attention. Was it for the championship?
Yes.
Oh, man. Yokozuna totally won that. Whoops.
You gotta pay attention, man.
Yeah, I do. Well, I know Luger and Hart won the Royal Rumble, so
Yes.
I got that one.
Yes.
And then a casket match for WWF Championship.
HBK
champion
versus
HBK versus The Undertaker.
HBK goes over, hurts his back, though.
Very good.
I win.
Good job. How many did you get?
4.
Bummer. I could have. Did not pay attention. What am I?
You gotta pay attention.
What am I even doing?
I don't know. I don't know what you're
dumb
doing.
Hat on my head. It's Christmas. I'm stressed out. Too many presents to buy. Got too many presents.
Well, hopefully by this point you've bought all the gifts. None of the stores are open.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve night. I still have time.
Well, how late are people place? Well, no, this goes up at 11. Everything's closed.
Oh man,
everything's closed.
I could go buy them. I'll go to the convenience store and get a bag of chips.
You ruined Christmas.
Bags of chips for everybody.
And beer,
beef jerky, and Pabst Blue Ribbon.
There you go.
For everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Anyways, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are having a good time. There is some music for you.
Maybe not.
Silver bells. There you go. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. It's been a fun time, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.